And last but not least in our analysis is the issue of collectability. And what does that mean? That means you may have a terrific case, or it may be a very tragic case. Maybe you've lost your child, or you've suffered just a horrendous injury. But if there's no money to be had, then that is a collectability problem. For example, many drivers in California are going uninsured. And of those that are insured, many more only have the minimum limit, $15,000. And that means we're usually limited to just collecting $15,000, even if your injury is worth $1.5 million. And so we have to look to other sources of recovery, or so-called deep pockets. The first place we will look is to your own insurance coverage. For example, you may have underinsured coverage or uninsured motorist coverage. Most drivers, if they are insured, have at least $15,000 of uninsured motorist coverage, meaning that if the other party is uninsured, you can collect $15,000. But many people who are properly insured, and you should be as well, and if you're not, go get the insurance. But if you have adequate underinsured coverage, then we can pursue that just as though we were pursuing the third party or the wrongdoer. And they're not supposed to raise your rates for that. I can't guarantee that they won't, but it's illegal for them to raise your rates because you make an uninsured or underinsured motorist claim. You paid for that coverage, you're entitled to it. Sometimes it becomes more complicated than that. For example, maybe there's a serious injury and there's just inadequate coverage. So can we go after someone's assets? And the answer to that is, even if somebody's quite wealthy, it's very, very difficult to go after someone's money or their assets. To collect against their home, they have various legal protections. To collect against their income or their assets means you may have to go get a judgment, and most people will get a lawyer and fight like hell before they'll pay any of their personal money out. And it can take years to collect anything, if in fact you can collect anything at all. But we often have to become very creative as lawyers to find the deep pocket and find the money. And that's what distinguishes more experienced lawyers from less experienced lawyers. We've become experts here at locating or finding the money, finding the deep pocket. Whether we have to go after a public entity, find an employer that would be involved, find another corporate entity that may have vicarious liability through some law or some legal doctrine that we pursue. We will always look to anybody that potentially could have legal responsibility and a deeper pocket in order to get full coverage for you in your injury or incident. But it's a complicated analysis. It's something that can take us time. We often can't do it in the first meeting with you, and it can take many months and sometimes years to track down the money in a case. So it's a complicated analysis. We'll give you our best opinion early on, but often clients have to be patient with us while we find where we can make a collection for you. So I think that covers it. We've covered all the things that a lawyer must evaluate when we're looking at your case, and it's not a simple analysis, as you can see. I hope you'll also take a look at our analysis for Chapter 7, which talks about how much is your case worth. We'll get there. So we'll see you soon.